If I can put everything in one word, that's appreciation. We met you about 5 years ago through an interview you had with Wayne Dyer. And that changed my life completely. I grew up hardcore Baptist. So this entire experience rocked all my religious beliefs and everything. I was always passionate to know that there was much more. And I'm still passionate in that Christian belief. What I want to do now, going forward, is this liberty, this daily getting rid of old bondages, to get that message out to my friends and family in a way that's going to be acceptable to them. That's my first question. How will I be able to do that? If I read the Bible now, it just I read something different to what I read 20 years ago. When I read, I'm the way, the life, and the truth, I see it all in the sense of alliance.
What you're talking about is you're at a different vibrational place, and so when you read it, you receive it differently. And it's the same with all of these people that you are wanting to assist in feeling better too. But you said the most important key words. You understand that if they're not asking, then your answer is annoying. Because whether they understand it or not, there is no law of assertion. So when you find something that you feel has set you free, you feel your connection with your inner being in a stronger way than you ever did before, and you try to explain it to someone that isn't asking for that, they will misunderstand your offering as something that is offense, and they will get defensive. And when they get defensive, you know what happens? They get disconnected from their own inner being. And so what we would like you to just ponder a little bit is, in the same way that your inner being called you through your path of least resistance to something that is meaningful and helpful, everyone else's inner being is doing the same. So when you live in your joy and you don't try to assert information, instead you let law of attraction bring those who are ready, then you have a much more satisfying experience, and so do they. Also, we'd like to say to you that we want you to hear this the way we mean it, so we have to set you up a little bit for it. We have only respect for all religion, because there is something for everyone wherever they are ready to receive. Esther said to us in the beginning, Abraham, why are they lying? And we said, if everyone were in exactly the same place, then only one teacher would ever be necessary. But people are in different places of understanding, and we do not mean by that, we do not mean to imply that we see ourselves as more evolved or more revered as teachers than any of those ministers in any of those churches. That is not what we mean. What we mean is law of attraction will bring everyone right to where they are vibrating. Maybe not right to where they are wanting to be, but right to where they are vibrating. That was the setup so that you will understand what we mean by this example. If you saw a little baby learning to walk and he kept falling down, you wouldn't say, get up, you little dummy. You would understand that he's finding his balance, and that's what so much of your early life does for you. In other words, so many people that find themselves in religions are there because their parents and their parents before and their parents before and their parents before were. It's easy to understand why, but there is value everywhere. And most of the value that comes, people want to talk about their children in school, and we like to interchange or exchange the word school with prison on a regular basis because they have so many similar characteristics. And religions are a little bit that way too. That's that bondage that you sort of feel, that other people expect you to accept the way that they are looking at things. But the thing about all of you is that as your life comes what feels like at you, it's really your point of attraction, and you are responding to it it's easy to get into that place of thinking that it needed to be different to evoke a different response from you, when really what is happening in every phase of life is that there is the potential of it being a very strong step one moment. What humans misunderstand about what they call God, about what we call source, about what we call life, about what we call the universe, is humans, for the most part, especially those who are involved in religion and believe that they must stay right there. We don't want you to stay right here either. We want you to get out and do what you know to do. They, in a pretty regular basis, feel like they are under some obligation from before to be there. And this is the most important thing that they think, that is a flawed premise. They think that God is perfect and complete, and that they are here as sinners and incomplete to prove their worthiness to something that has already got it all figured out. And instead, what is really going on is that humans are magnificent extensions of this source energy, and through their leading edge exposure to life, they're coming to new awarenesses and new desires, so that all of that, if you want to call it religion, must be moving forward. It's expanding. So even sacred texts, and there are so many that are regarded that on your planet, must be understood as still evolving. Why would anyone want to dig up some old text that was written for those who were living a very long time ago under very different conditions with very different contrast that caused them to ask for very different things, and then try to make that the book by which they live their life, when every single one of them has an inner being within them who has moved forward every bit of expansion that they have experienced? Your inner being is standing there with the whole of who you have become, reveling in all that you are and calling you forward. And we also want to say to you, a lot of people meet up with that inner being when they are in church, because they go, they feel reverence, they feel respect, they feel common love for the people around them, they get tuned in, they sing, they revel in the good things of life, they reach for good feeling thoughts, and they often find alignment, and in that alignment they find connection to their inner being. So we'll go this far with you. You can meet your inner being in church, but you don't have to go to church to meet your inner being. And why nitpick where people are meeting up with who they are, you see? But we know what you're getting at to this extent. Sometimes people in their fear gather together in clusters and become obnoxious. And then they want to boss you around and tell you what you should do. They want to replace your guidance system with them, with their old stale texts, with their own old stuff. And that doesn't resonate with you either. But you can't just take a whole concept and say all bad. Let's look at it this way. So in the humaning thing that we're teasing you about, but we mean it really seriously, what humans want to do is they want to take all the manifestations, and by that we mean all the things that have turned from thoughts to things, all the furthest manifestations of life, which is what you've all come. This leading edge where thoughts turn to things is so delicious. It's what you all came for. But you want to take them and you want to sort them into piles. So you've got Republican piles and Democratic piles, and you have different gender piles, and you have different sexuality piles, and you want to divide everything into those piles and then debate the rightness or the wrongness of the pile that you're not in, the wrongness of the pile you're not in, and the rightness of the pile that you are in. You can sort of see all those piles, can't you? You read about them in books, and people are always wanting to pull out their pile and announce it and pronounce it and call attention to it. So see all those piles, and now we want you to just sort of make two piles out of them, under the influence of source and under the influence of something else, under the influence of who you really are, or under the influence of fear or something that's far from who you really are. And then we also want to call to your attention that every one of those piles, no matter what religious pile it is, or no matter what political pile it is, or no matter what pile it is, has some who are under the influence of their inner being and some who are not, right in there. Doesn't that make you feel pretty good about your humanity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. All my appreciation.
I want to get back to something really important, and that's on the new edge of this leading edge that we are all a part of. Since you are out here on this leading edge, and since you are interacting with so many others, we understand why it feels logical to you to give them so much of your attention and to want attention from them. We understand why you want them to understand you, why you want them to get you. We just want to say something to you that might help. Nobody's ever going to get you. They're not going to understand you. You have come as this blessed humanity with such diversity. You didn't come to mimic each other. You came to be springboards to one another for expansion and evolution. Does that make some sense to you? So if you have what you think is the good fortune, and we see it as the bad fortune of having lots of pleasers around you, then what you've got are those who will do their best to conform to you. And what that does, what it really does, while you think it might be the answer to living happily ever after, what it does is it puts you in a position of replacing them, and we love them too, but they are fickle and inconsistent, of replacing them with your true guidance. You ever tried to please someone and you just finally figured out what they need and want from you, and then they change and want something else? Well, your own inner being will keep up with your expansion and your evolution. And so that's really what we want to help you to decide in a stronger way. We want you to decide that what's physical is wonderful, but we're going to be saying to you a few times today, and we don't mean to offend you, but it probably will. And that is, you all who we adore do a whole lot of humaning. You human with each other. You're humaning, and you write books about it, and you try to figure it out, and you take all the things that you're creating and you sort them into piles of right and wrong, and then you argue with each other over your piles. That's what we mean by humaning, where what you really want is to feel thankful and appreciative of every one of them for what they are contributing to the mix, because out of this mix you are coming to your brilliant and important conclusions about what you prefer in your evolution expansion process. And you, at all levels of your being, even cellular, are launching rockets of desire, and your inner being is following that rocket and focused upon it and becoming one with it and serving as a powerful point of attraction, so that cooperative components are being gathered on your behalf about everything that you ask for, about everything you want. And so there is this vibrational reality that is forming. You could see it like a baby gestating in a womb. It is a forming of your creation. It is vibration turning to thoughts, and thoughts turning to things. And you are a creator who has come to have the experience of turning thoughts to things. You're out here on this leading edge, where the most exhilarating experience that ever could be in all of the universe is to have exposure to life that causes you to ask for more, and have universal forces that you want to call God lining up behind you and helping you in the creation of whatever it is that genius and worthy and blessed you could possibly ask for. And you only get off kilter when you start asking each other's opinion about what's right and wrong, when you defy your own guidance system and try to please somebody else that ultimately cannot really be pleased in the long run. So we have a lot to talk about. We have a lot to explore here. We can feel the power of you. So just relax and know that whatever you're wanting to get clarity about, you will. Trust that we'll find those who can best express what's on your mind, so that we can have a meaningful, expansive discussion that leaves you feeling satisfied.